I started my professional journey the first time I got a job internship. At that time, COVID was there. So it was really difficult to crack interviews. So it is very important for anybody to keep on trying new things. If someone does not know where to lead themselves into, what is best for them, they should try different things. And ultimately, one thing will work out for them. But that is not sufficient for your resume. In your resume, for your personal projects, you need to work on real data. Maybe you have 100 skills, but if you're not able to present them to a non-technical person, which is the HR, which is the first person who comes in front of. So telling the HR, and when they see your resume, it should be tick, it should be matching, because nowadays it's not human evaluation of the resume, it's more of they have created AI based programs who are, so you need to make sure that you are driving the interview, not the interviewer. So why you use those techniques, why not this? So questioning the why did you use it, what is your thought process behind it, so they want to know. Now comes how you're going to show it, how it is impacting the, is it good for the business or it is not good for the business. So AI is not just, because in industry they require a full package, they don't need someone who just know data modeling. So it is a request to all of the people that you should know basics of more than skills. What matters most is if a person has less skills and their work ethics is really good, so their chances of going up the ladder will be more, because without any technical degree on your resume, it would be very difficult to find a job. It would be challenging.
Welcome to another episode of our podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, someone who has been making great in data science industry. Let me introduce you to Ipshita Saxena. She completed her bachelor's in computer application from Maharaja Surajmal Institute in 2018. After that, she pursued her master's in computer application from Bhartiya Vidyapeeth Institute of Application and Management, finishing in 2021. Ipshita now works at one of the leading multinational companies in India and has gained 4 years of valuable experience in the data science field. She brings with her wealth of knowledge and insights about this exciting industry. Let's give a warm welcome to Ipshita Saxena. Hi Ipshita, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Chaitanya?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming to my podcast and giving your time for this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a privilege to talk about my journey, and also if I can make some new challenges what I faced in my journey and I can educate other people about it, I would be happy to do so.
Yeah, so Ipsida, my first point of discussion is I want to know that how was your education journey started, how you ended up with your education journey, how you entered in the professional journey.
Okay, so talking about my educational journey, I started my steps in computer science. That is, I did Bachelor of Computer Applications from Indraprastha University in Delhi, and later on, I pursued my Masters of Computer Application, that is MCA, from Bhartiya Vidyapeeth, that is also associated with Indraprastha University. Till then, I was only into computers, and as every engineer, I was just learning the by books. Then somehow I got my internship in data science, and I ended up in data science career. And since then, I've been there, and I really like working in data science. And the models and the data, the more time I spend with data, it brings out the best in me.
Yes, yes, yes. So can you please brief us about your professional life? We want to know that what is your actual job role and how your day look like, what you do at the job.
Okay, so as I just mentioned, first step in professional journey was the data science internship that I did with a US-based startup. So there I learned my basics and the foundations of data science. And in my current role, where I'm working with an MNC, my role is of a associate data analyst, and my roles and responsibility ranges from gathering the business requirement, creating the architectures in the first phase, and once we move to the next phase, designing and building the model, creating pipelines, and evaluating the model's performance. And then again, we have the R&D researches, how we can improve the model performance, the strategies to use the evaluation metrics to make the best out of the accuracy. So this is how my day as a data scientist course.
Yes, it's great to know. As you say that you have completed the master's in computer application. So we want to know that at what point of your life you get to know that I'm interested in data analytics or you are made for the data analytics, because there are many fields after completing the master's of computer application. You can become a developer or in cloud engineer. So how you decided this to get into the data analytics field?
So one thing I would like to say that when I started my professional journey, the first time I got a job internship, at that time COVID was there. So it was really difficult to crack interviews. So what I did at that time, I started doing many things, like creating small projects. I started doing Java. I started doing data science. Though I was not known to these worlds, but I started creating small projects. So it helped me to understand and also learn new skills like working on a problem statement, coming to a solution. So it really helped my mind to evaluate what works for me and what doesn't work for me. So at that time, when college was almost halt and I was trying to build on my resume, I tried various projects, small, my own projects, and ultimately how I came somehow. So one of the projects that I had done was on data science, and that landed me an internship in the company. And I had initial very basic knowledge, like 1% of data science. But once I went into that internship, I gave my 100%. And day in and day out, I was spending time with my data. So the more I spent time with my problem, my data, I could understand what could be the solution. And that's how I came to know that this is really working for me, because I had made sure that I'm giving my 100% to it, and it worked out. So it is very important for anybody to keep on trying new things. If someone does not know where to lead themselves into, what is best for them, they should try different things, and ultimately one thing will work out for them. That's how it works for me. That in my internship, I was given a project for performing EDA, that is exploratory data analysis. So I had to work upon a data set and give insights, create graphs. So the storytelling part of evaluating the data, coming up with insights, the business insights, the decisions that could help the business stakeholders, it really regenerated some ideas inside me. And the storytelling part, the business intelligence part, and also working with data really worked out. And I came to know, like, yes, I really like.
Yes. As you said, you have started doing the project. So we want to know that what types of projects you've done. Means can you share the role of personal project that helped you played in your career, and also what kind of personal projects you done?
Okay, on personal projects, so I started with first foundational projects, but for those projects should not be in your resume. For in resume, like when I started with a cover data set, but that is not sufficient for your resume. In your resume, for your personal projects, you need to work on real data. So someone out there who needs to do personal projects should go one step ahead on what is available on the internet. Maybe you can go and scrape the data yourself. Let's say you want to perform sentiment analysis. So working on a normal data set that you might find on Kaggle, a public website, will not give a green tick for the interviewer. So I would say go ahead, go on Twitter, scrape the Twitter tweet and perform the analysis there. It might take extra effort, but it would give the idea to the interviewer that you're really interested in this. And that's what will set you apart from the other.
Okay. Is there any tips or tricks that you know that, for example, if you are going to specific domain company, okay, so you can do the projects of that for like that domain only that works?
Yeah, let's you are interested in a job or internship, and they have given the listing, the job description. You already know that, for example, that company is in finance, banking and finance. So mention the projects that are you have done in finance, or create a POC in finance if you're really aiming for it. And so for finance, you can work upon a financial chatbot. Okay, you can work on fraud analytics. So these are some things that will really highlight your experience, maybe not professional, but your own journey will also reflect in your resume.
Yeah. So Ipshita, as you're working now in one of the company in Indian MNCs, so can you tell what was your job application process that you followed to get into this company? What tips and tricks that help you throughout your interview process?
Firstly, the interview process starts from the HR giving you a call and your resume. So, resume writing is very important. That how you present your skills. So, how well you can present your skills. Maybe you have 100 skills, But if you're not able to present them to a non-technical person, which is the HR, which is the first person in the whole who comes in front of. So telling the HR what you have done, what is your experience level. If you have just college level experience, then you can talk about your certifications that you have done, or courses that you have done, or previous internships that you have done. So you need to highlight that, so that the HR is also motivated and convinced enough that they will take you to the next step. And also in your resume you need to mention the correct projects. So when I say correct projects, depending upon the job profile that you have applied, you need to make sure that your resume is according to that. The language or the requirements that the listing has, different points, should be all included in your project. So when they see, okay, this is what we require, and when they see your resume, it should be tick, it should be matching. Because nowadays it's not human evaluation of the resume, it's more of they have created AI based programs who are checking your resume, and your resume is evaluated within seconds. It does not match your profile, it gets rejected. So it is very important get that trick how the evaluation of these resumes are taking place, because that is the first step. Once you have cracked that, next step comes your the round, first round, second round. So first round is basically getting to know what is your experience level, talking about your projects. If you worked in past companies, what were the projects, and it might be a few coding questions would be given, 1 to 2 questions. In data science they don't go for too tricky questions, but you are supposed to know Python good way, and also some SQL questions are also asked sometimes. So it is very important. And one tip that I really think people should know is that how in the first introduction that you give, the first 5 minutes where you are given the time to talk about yourself, so you should prepare that really well, because that will give the what impression you want to leave in front of the interviewer. So whatever points you speak, your interview is going to be all about that. So you need to make sure that you are driving the interview, not the interviewer. So if I say that like if a person has an experience of 4 to 5 years, if a person says that I have managed a team of 2 to 3 data scientists, so if I mention that, that would help me to get that role, because that would tell the other person that I have leaderships, I can understand the problem, I can as well as work on my project as well as help the other person. So I have divided my work in a proficient way, and I don't leave bandwidth just for my work, but for other activities as well. So whatever you point out, let's say they're interested in NLP role, so you tell that, then you highlight your NLP based project. You don't go there and highlight your machine learning project. After you give your introduction, you need to talk about one major project which they will go on ask depth questions, and also what were the steps taken. So from there your technical interview starts, from the project that you say. The first project they're going to talk about should be the project related to the domain they are searching. So that will help you, of course. If that matches to their requirement, then of course you know the depth of the project, you know the in and out of the project. So any keyword that you say or use, the next question would be, how did you implement that? Okay, what is this? If you say that I have used a similarity, okay, so what kind of similarity did you use? What more similarity techniques do you know? How is this similarity technique different from the other? So 5 questions would be asked just on that keyword. So make sure whatever you use, or whatever let's say you want to use some difficult term, that difficult term could actually make or break your interview. So that's very important. Most important thing is, if you know your projects in and out, that's great. Secondly, you should know the basics of data science, the traditional machine learning, that is very important. And also you should know how to drive the interview. So these 3 things are very important. Also the coding skills are required. In few companies they do ask coding questions, and some companies they don't. Then the second step, that is your second interview. Usually that interview is based on again your project in a deeper level, why you use those techniques, why not this. So questioning the why did you use it, what is your thought process behind it. So they want to know how solution building is done, and and how good you are at. So this comes, and the use case. They might give you a use case and they will ask you to design the solution. What technologies will you use? What kind of techniques will you use? And what would be the best optimal option that you'll be using? So costing or some open source. Is it open source or is it enterprise version? So all these things, or question, counter question, lot of counter question happens to evaluate how you are thinking. So here they don't look for technical knowledge, but here they are trying to know your depth of solution, and the end is your HRR. So that's the general process of cracking the interview.
Yes, Ipshita. So, can you tell us that more than the data scientist or data analyst, what are the other job roles in data field that freshers should get?
So there are many opportunities in data science. So first, you can go for data visualizer, where you're working on business intelligence tools like Tableau, Power BI, Looker, Tableau CRM. So they are very important as well. It actually includes creating graphs and the storytelling part. How are you going to tell a non-technical person about the insights that you have got from your data? And these are actually here when you're working with a company, you are directly linked with the business stakeholders, because the non-technical person is not will not be looking at the dashboard. Here the CEOs will be using the dashboard, so your communication skills are also important. How you build that story, how once a data scientist has done the modeling, now comes how you're going to show it, how it is impacting the, is it good for the business or it is not good for the business. So AI is not just model building. AI is so much from the raw data, evaluation of the data, transforming the data, then building the model, and in the end how you present the data. And there could be more steps to make sure the performance of the model stays intact. So revising your model building, the whole process is continuous and it keeps on going. It can never stop, because 100% accuracy we cannot achieve in data science. So this is the data visualizer part. Then you have the data engineers, you have the data analyst, the data scientist, AI engineer. Now data engineer is someone who builds the pipeline from the raw data to the transformation of data. So there is one technique which is very in these days, which is called ETL, extract, transform, load. So that is something our data engineers do. They work on cloud platforms where they create the data pipelines. They are working on big data tools such as Hadoop, Spark. All these things are also required in data science field. It is not always model building. A second would be the data analyst, a person who analyzes the data, who do not work with model building, but they work with analyzing the huge amount of data. So these are something. And also one thing that I missed, there are people who work in ML ops, that is machine learning operations, where you are working on deploying the models on the cloud platform. So cloud is something which is very essential for data science. You have AWS, you have GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform, you have Azure. So all these three basic platforms for cloud are very much essential for data science. For a data scientist or data analyst, it is important to know basics of all these things. Like data visualization, you should know at least one tool. In your personal projects, you could do one Tableau project or one Power BI project, so you know hands on to this, because in industry they require a full package. They don't need someone who just know data modeling. So it is a request to all of the people that you should know basics of a few of these domain. Data engineering, you should know SQL, it is important. Intermediate level of SQL is important. Visualization, should know how to create graphs. In job profiles, there are a lot of requirements where they will assess you, or they might reject you if you do not have cloud experience.
Yes, yes, yes. You explain the part of the how to get into the job role, how what is the interview process, and all the skills you need for the job role. Okay. So my next point is very important that students don't know. They get to know once they get into the industry. That what's the most challenging aspect of communicating data insights to the non-technical stakeholders, because many of the stakeholders are non-technical background and we have to explain each and everything to them in the simple and understandable language. We don't say that yeah, I have this Python script and these things and this outcome. We have to each explain each and everything. So how they can face this challenging thing?
If you are facing a non-technical person, the best way to tell them or educate them about your your models or your project would be to showcase your progress presentations. So it is for anything that you show someone in writing would be much more, it will stay in their memory. So work on your presentation skills. Also, you should know if you are saying that I have worked with this algorithm. Be ready to know and tell the other person in simpler language. Scientific, don't use scientific terms. Use terms that they can understand. Don't tell them definitions. Definitions won't work with them. They might say that we don't understand, and there at that point, the meeting might end. So it is for you. It is important that you understand your own skills so that you can explain it to the others as well.
Yes, yes, yes. So, my next point is of discussion is what is the salary range for the fresher data scientist in India right now going on?
Firstly, it depends upon what kind of a company that you are going in. If you're going in product based, if you're going in a service based company, or if you're going in a startup. So for if you have previous experience, so that will help you. It will give you more exposure and better salary and better range. So for a starter, it can range from anyway, monthly it could range from 30 to 40 depending upon your educational background and your experience as well. But for a starter, yes.
Yes, yes. So, Ipsita, in your opinion, what matters the most? Degree matters or skill matters the most in data science field?
So I think skills is, if you ask in my opinion, skill is very important and it matters. Educational degree will also be important, but it will help you to differentiate between two people. If someone has skills and education degree, then that person would be qualified as a higher. But skills are really important. Skills with knowledge, and of course, more than skills, what matters most is if a person has less skills and their work ethics is really good, so their chances of going up the ladder will be more, because talent might falter, but a person who is consistently learning new skills, working on themselves, they will have a much better career graph than a person who has talent and gets stuck with that talent and does not improve. So it is very important to keep on getting yourself updated with changing time. Like we right now we are in times of generative AI. So people who are working in new technology or they're updated with these things will be having a higher chance. Updated skill and of course consistency is very important.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Ipsita, as you said, that skills more matters the more, and nowadays the non-technical background students is also coming into the tech industry, getting the job as a data scientist, data analyst. So, what roadmap you will suggest if anyone wants to come into the tech industry from the non-tech background?
So anyone who's coming from non-technical background, if he has done any, not even done any technical courses in his education, I would recommend them to firstly go and take small courses, check if their caliber fits to this kind of domain, if their aptitude is suitable for this, and then if they think yes, then go forward with some kind of a diploma courses, because without any technical degree on your resume, it would be very difficult to find a job. It would be challenging. It is not impossible, but a lot of hit and trial would be required. But if you have some kind of educational background, maybe 6 months course, a 1 year diploma, that will help you to get a good package as well and not start from scratch. So I would recommend someone to do a diploma course. If not, then a 6 months course from a reputed institution. That would really help. Otherwise, it is very challenging to find a job without any technical knowledge, just based on your personal projects, because we are competing with 2000 people for one job listing. You need to be different.
So, Ipsita, can you tell us that what are some courses or certification that help you throughout your career? Give us a specific, like from this website, I've done this certification, this course.
So for me, in my career graph, what benefited me was going for cloud data scientist plus cloud certification, which are professionally acclaimed. You can go for ML engineer in AWS, ICP, professional machine learning certifications are there, where you are supposed to study for the exam, get a hands-on on the cloud platforms, and then prepare for it and then give the test. So these are something a professional could do. Now coming to a person who is starting, right? So there are various and good courses in Coursera that will help you. So the Coursera courses are really well known in the industry, and it gives you value as well. And for someone who does not just want to learn through internet, right? It is important to do. You can go on websites to read articles. Firstly, you can read articles, then follow people who are practicing data science, and there are many data scientists nowadays. They have opened their YouTube channel. One channel that really helped me in my journey through interview process was Krishna, where he has
I follow the Krishna.
yeah. So he has lot playlists segregated for everything. For interview preparations. So there you will find literally people, one interviewer and the other person who is giving the interview. Proper questions would be given. So if you follow those playlists, you can crack the interviews as well. You can get various ideas to work on your projects, from literally from the creating the project to the UI. UI is also very important, where you are displaying your data science models and your work. Creating a UI to your own personal project is important. There you can upload it on GitHub, and also it will give more value to a non-technical person, because they will be able to see what is the end result. So they will not be interested in your the coding part or how you developed it, but what was the end result, how is it looking.
Yes, Ipsita. So till now we talk about the non-tech background and the skills and the certification. So now we will move to the next part, that is about the students who are already the learning in this field. Like they are students from the BCA, or the students who are in computer science doing the computer science engineering, or the students who are doing the specialization diploma of 3 years, or the students who are doing their studies in the business school. Nowadays business schools also getting open. So what tools, techniques, or subjects they should follow to build their foundation strong in this field?
Tools that they can do, also the data visualization tools is one thing that a college student can easily do. So there they can acquire business intelligence. So that is a skill that is really looked forward in data science. So business intelligence can be easily picked up from for a college student. And also you said what subject, right? Nowadays it is very important to know the most new things and become different from others. So if you're creating a project, like I previously mentioned, don't create a simple project. Okay, create a project that adds value to your resume. Okay, you can when there are different types of activities where a student can indulge into, like you have hackathons. When you are in hackathons, there you can use AI based solutions that can also help you in your resume. If you have not done any internship, because that is also a process that you need to crack upon, but anyone can participate in hackathon, and there you can easily work on an AI based solution which you can include in your resume. So it is very important for a college student to work on their resume in order to get a good job at the end of their college. So they need to start working on their resume from second year itself. So like I said, work on AI based solutions, create personal projects. The projects that you work in your college should be AI based. So from there itself, your AI journey can begin, and work on things that are not being taken by someone else. Like someone can work on a basic machine learning problem, or someone is working with a linear regression, but you can go ahead and start with linear regression, go with all the other models in machine learning, and then move to a deep learning mode. So here you are also uplifting your learning graph, as well as making sure that in your resume you can say that I have improved my accuracy of my model by applying 6 different models, and ultimately I chose a deep learning model. I started from scratch from a linear regression, then I moved to a deep learning model. So it is important also that you know about how you are increasing or improving the performance of your model, because you can't just go ahead and say that I used like bagging and boosting. So they will come and say, why did you use it? Why did you use linear regression? Why? So you need to answer this, that how did I came to this solution? I had used 5 different models. These were the accuracy, and finally I chose this model because it was giving me good results. The features were also, the feature importance was also included in this model. So it is very important that you put more effort and also not just focus on model building but on model performance, how you can improve the model.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Ipshita, I have a question that what is the one mistake you have made in your professional journey or the professional life, and what did you learn from it?
No, I think it's very good to make mistakes because you learn from them, and then eventually things, if you learn from them, you'll remember them for the rest of your life. So, one thing that where I didn't do it correctly and I've learned good amount from it was that you need to know the basics of data science, not just the project they're working upon. The basics of data science should be on your fingertips, because if you know the most difficult part and you're not able to know the foundation process behind it. So in data science you also have math, right? The maths of data science, the maths of machine learning, how why this model was used, why not this. Then in these type of questions you should know why was this model used, what is the internal working of this model, how it benefits you, how it benefits the data. So the foundation, never lose your grasp on your basics of data science, and it is very important.
Yes. So my last question is to you that what general advice would you give us students or the aspiring data professionals to build a successful data career?
So, for people out there who wants to build their career in data science, I would say that you need to work not just on model building as well as your presentation skills, and also spend more time with your data. Data science is not about the technical part. 30 to 35% is technical, but the rest of the part, 70%, is business. How you understand your business problem, how you can make solutions, strategically improve upon the solution for the business. So at the end of the day, AI is, we are building product for the business. So it is artificial intelligence to the business stakeholders. So it is very important to understand the business part of how these solutions will help the business, or how the business will get impact from that, because all these AI based products are used to reduce the manual intervention and manual intervention in business. So if they're not helping the business, the solution won't be used. So you need to build a product that is giving a good impact to the business.
So I have one more question. What does success mean to you beyond your job role and your salary?
To learn new things and also have a balanced work life. So doing 24 hours 7 of work is not, for me, is not considered as being successful, but having a balanced career where you are knowledgeable enough to work in a certain time limit and able to finish your job in required time, and then you are able to balance your life. That is so a healthy lifestyle and a knowledgeable career in data science means success to me.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Ipshita, for coming to my podcast, sharing us all the material or the tips and tricks that are that are helpful for the aspiring data science data professional. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Chaitanya. It was really nice having me here. Thank you.
Please let me know in the comment which guest would you like to see on this podcast, and any specific topics you would like us to discuss with them. We will try to bring those guests and ask your questions, so you will get more helpful information. Before you go, share this episode with someone. It might really help them, because one conversation can change a person's life, giving them a new idea and direction. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you in next video.